meeting of the town of Midwest on March 11th, year of our Lord 2026. Let's stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Getting better. Saying the Pledge of
Once
Allegiance.
again, I want to thank everybody for coming. It's a pleasure to have everybody here. Maybe have a roll call, please.
Councilmember Mandy DeWitt. Here. Councilmember Kayla Callahan. Here. Councilmember Rick Province. Here. Councilmember Ray Clymer.
Here.
All right, thank you. So as we get started, may we have approval of the minutes for February 11th for 2026?
I move to approve the minutes dated for February 11, 2026.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion is carried, thank you. So now, may we have approval of the treasurer's report for January of 2026?
I move to approve the treasurer's report for January of 2026.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you, motion carried. So now may we have approval of the budget report for January of 2026?
I move to approve the budget report dated January 2026.
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you, motion is carried. All right, we'll move on to communications. Visit Casper update, we have it up here. If anybody is interested to look at any of these. And the WHAM Summer Convention is coming here in June. And Visit Casper, Seminole Letters is here on the desk also. If anybody is interested in any of that stuff, you're more than welcome to check it out. Okay, we're gonna move on to petitions, memorials, and complaints. We do have a Visit Casper representative here, Annette Pitts. Thank you, Annette, for coming.
Yeah, thank you for letting me be here. I brought some handouts for you guys. I think actually it looks like you already have them. So gosh, you guys are prepared. You're very efficient. The reason why I'm here today is because I've been at Visit Casper just over a year now. And I thought you, as members of our Joint Powers Board, might want to know what we have been doing for the last year and why we have done the things that we've done. So if you have time, I'm happy to walk through this with you, and you can ask me questions. Does that work for you?
Yes,
Okay,
thank you.
perfect, yeah. So what I did is I just wrote down, basically on a quarterly basis, kind of how I approached coming into this role. It's, I think, hard enough to start a brand new role, but I came to the area from out of state. So that gives a person a whole lot of things to learn in a short amount of time. So the first quarter, that first 3 months of the year was really about understanding the lay of the land. My number one priority, the first thing was to try and understand what do locals want before we start even contemplating what our visitors want. Like, what are the things that are important to the people that already live and work here? What are the things that you'd love to see us do? And what are the things that you want us to do not touch? So I would say an average of 5 meetings a week for the first 3 months with people from all of our different communities. And if anybody watched Seinfeld and remembers Festivus, for the rest of us, the airing of grievances and complaints, people really let me know, the things that, this is what we do not want you to do. These are the things that maybe we really want you to do. And so it was a really good learning experience for me to understand the priorities that were here before I ever got here. So as I was doing that, I was kind of doing the same thing internally with the organization. So getting to know my staff, understanding the things that were important to them, what were their backgrounds, what were they hoping to do, meeting with my board members to understand what the different municipalities that they represent, what's important to each of you, and then getting into the weeds with, our organizational systems. What are the financial reporting mechanisms? What do our contracts look like with vendors? I mean, it just was a big learning process. So that was really, kind of that first quarter. We did go through a staff reorganization, didn't lose any staff, didn't send anybody on their way. We have a really good dynamic, but I did think that we needed to kind of reconfigure roles so that people were doing what they should be doing and what they felt good doing. So we went through the reorganization, we started proof of performance reporting, so we started creating a scorecard each month. It's on our website, where you can, it'll tell you how our lodging inventory is doing, what's our occupancy rate looking like, what our average daily rates, revenue per available room for our hotel partners, how is our staff doing on their KPIs for sales and marketing. So even if it's not the best story, it's all transparent on our website. So there's a section of the website, which is visitcasper.com. It's called Partner Resources. You'll see a monthly scorecard every month, and you'll see the good news, and you'll see some of the not so good news, but it's there for you. We also, our board identified some destination development projects. So with lodging taxes, we can't use them for capital projects. There's just certain things that statute doesn't allow. So the Wyoming Office of Tourism grants us on a biennium some funds that we're able to use in ways that lodging taxes can't be used. So the board agreed on what those projects would be during that first quarter. Any questions on that right now? Okay. So the next quarter, again, in looking at all of those contracts and expenses, I looked at our website and CRM and just said, holy cow, we are spending way too much money on this. And we put it back out to bid, and we found a different vendor where we could save about 40% in the long run. So it's a big pain in the posterior, but we did go ahead and completely redo our website and our CRM. But that started in my, I think, the end of my third month and the beginning of my fourth month on the job. We updated all of the tools in-house that we have. I try to make sure that we are spending the least amount of money as possible to target as many people as we can that come and visit that leave the least amount of impact in the area. So we want to be really efficient, and having the right tools is really important to that. We don't want to accidentally waste money, and we don't also want to just have every visitor in the world at any expense. That's not what it's about, because going back to what I was talking about in the beginning, we want to make sure we're doing right by the people that live and work here. So getting the right tools to help us achieve that was pretty important. We went through all of our policies, including our financial policies, and I just suggested some additional layers of risk management be added in, some things that I had seen in other DMOs that I worked for that we didn't have. So we added that in. We had some big events in town. CNFR, of course, and JCAA happened. I had staff at various trade shows trying to book different events, whether it was sports or groups and meetings. We did do our fiscal 25 budget amendment, and we proposed our fiscal year 26 budget. And so, of course, that was a busy second quarter. And then on Q3, we just added some things onto the website to make things more accessible for stakeholders like yourselves. So we've, for years, done sponsorships for whether it was for an event. Basically, the statute says we can use lodging tax on things that will drive visitation, specifically overnight paid visitation. And so people would come to us and say, hey, we're gonna have this event. We think we're gonna get a couple hundred folks from out of state come to this. Can you sponsor it? Answer is yes. But we didn't have an easy way for you to do that. So we just created a form on the website. So now year round, anytime. So like if you're planning Salt Creek Days and you think, you know what, we'd love to reach more people out of state, and could you help us pay for marketing to get more people here? Then you would use that form to be able to do that. We also created the same process for doing economic impact reports. So let's say you did use that form, you applied for those funds, you got it, and you wanted to apply for another grant from a different organization the next year, you're gonna need to be able to tell the story of like, this is the economic impact of that event. We can create an economic impact report for you that takes your visitation numbers, and it will extrapolate those numbers for you so that you can go to different grant funding partners and help tell that story. So we added that in Q3, and then this is when we did our comprehensive resident sentiment survey. We had over 1,000 folks from all over the county, including folks from Midwest, where we just, we not only did a digital survey, but we also did a analog, and we just mailed it out to folks, trying to ask those questions about, like, what do you want us to work on, and what do you want us not to bring visitors to? What are the things that are important to you? And we were really happy with that. I don't think we've ever done a resident survey before that I can see. We've done a lot of visitor surveys, but, so that was good information. And then the board finally did go ahead and execute on all of those destination development funds. So there's a big list of who we gave all those funds to this last round. And then we had some, and by the way, one of them is Hell's Half Acre. So if you've seen the new viewing platform and boardwalk out there, that was one of our destination development projects. It's not quite done yet. It'll be done on May. We're going to do a ribbon cutting on May 8th. So we're very, very close. And then big projects that happened during this time was the fair and rodeo and the Indian relay races. Moving into the next quarter, we did our business plan. We updated our tourism master plan. The difference between the two, the business plan is what we're going to use for the year for our staff to be able to guide everything that we're doing, make sure we're being strategic, and that if you ever wanted to know, like, what are they doing this year and why, you can go to our website and look at our business plan, and that should answer that question. The tourism master plan is really a county-wide planning process to say, this is what the community and our stakeholders wants us to do over the next so many years. So it's not necessarily about our organization, but how they want to see tourism moving as a whole throughout the county. We held the international tourism training in Casper. We completed our audit. We had a clean audit. We better have a clean audit or else we're gonna get in trouble. We did over 100 economic impact reports at no charge for our municipal partners for those types of events that we were talking about. Earlier, we started selling our destination guide and our pocket map ads. The reason why this matters is, again, we can only use lodging tax in certain ways. Sometimes things come up and somebody in the community wants us to support them, and if we can't legally with lodging tax because it may not generate trackable, visitation or overnight lodging. So when we raise our own funds separately, then we can use them. Let's say like Boys and Girls Club needs $1,000 for a raffle. Those are funds that we can leverage for that. I'm gonna go ahead and move on. Oh, we did do our budget amendment for fiscal 26 during that time. And then lastly, moving into this year, we actually got our new visitor guide produced and distributed. We're working on our pocket map for downtown Casper. We did, the board awarded $25,000 to the city of Mills for wayfinding. And high school state championships are happening right now. It is crazy town. We've got kids coming out our ears, which is a great thing. And things coming up this year, there's a lot more than what's on this list, but just some biggies. We're working on a partnership project with Carbon County called the Pathways National Heritage Area. It's something that was started well before I got here. My predecessor and the gal over in Carbon County and one of their county commissioners and a couple of gentlemen put together a feasibility study to create this national heritage area. And it was it was provisionally, partially accepted. There were further things that need to be addressed. So it's not at this point moving forward, but I think there's gonna be work to resubmit that feasibility study and continue working toward it. So we'll see what happens there. Let's see here, staff's gonna be busy attending a whole gaggle of trade shows and conferences, trying to make sure we're doing our best possible work. We are gonna have a free luncheon on May 4th. We don't have our location yet. It's gonna be basically our annual event. It's during National Travel and Tourism Week. We should have our economic impact numbers from the state so that we know what did 2025 actually produce, and we'll be reporting on all of that. The new director at the state office, Dominic Bravo, is gonna be our keynote speaker, so you get a free lunch. You'll hear what's going on at the state level and the local level, so we hope that we'll see some folks from Midwest there. We'll make sure that Mr. Sabasco brings the news to you guys. Big events that'll happen this year again, CNFR, the Fair and Rodeo. I talked about Hell's Half Acre opening up. We are producing some new promotional videos talking about, you know, outdoor recreation, our culture and heritage, and one about doing business in the county. So it's a slight departure for us, but I think a good one. Any questions on that? So we've been busy. We're trying to not sit around and twiddle our thumbs. It's been a learning process, but I feel pretty good about it. In here is a graph that is just from one of the tools that we use that shows you, it just visualizes what our visitation actually looks like throughout the year. And this is for the county as a whole. The purple line represents 2025 and the green line is 2026. So you can see, obviously from June to August, we're doing pretty good. It's pretty darn busy. We've got a lot of folks that are coming in from out of the area. We have a lot of room to fill during these off months. I would love to see more things that are developed not during peak season. And I know it's hard because weather, but you know, we're all smart people. We're gonna figure something out. So I think we're gonna work with our community partners and just see what we can do to assist and fill some of those gaps. I think some of the good news though is on that green line, it's kind of hard to read, but we are tracking higher in visitation so far this year, which is good news, both for lodging tax and for sales tax. And we all know we need to have that for keep business running in our communities. And the last couple of slides in here are more just about what's going on in the industry. Mike was just asking me, you know, how is tourism looking right now? You know, frankly, 2025 was real tough. It wasn't bad, but we were fighting an uphill battle. And it has seemed a little better. Like February was actually a really good month in terms of lodging tax collections, which means sales tax will be up as well. But there are certain things we just can't do anything about. You know, economic forces are going to happen. And I think right now, you know, the cost of fueling up your tank is really, really difficult for all of us. And so if we're feeling that pinch, our visitors are too. That cost of fuel is certainly going to affect not only the drive visitor, but the people that are flying into the airport. So I think we can all expect implications from that. So I hope we can offset it in different ways, but those are the kind of challenges we're facing. I think our market is really healthy. We have a really, I think we have a really well-diversified tourism portfolio within the county, but it is kind of tough when there are these things happening in the world that none of us can do anything about. But with that said, I know Mike had some things that you were wanting to share or discuss as well.
Well, yeah. First off, Visit Casper deals with tourism. And I used to work oil rigs here, and I used to think that was what the industry was. But I went and studied economics, and when you look at a regional model, invariably, it doesn't matter what state or what county, the number 2 industry is always tourism. Now, before I got on with Russell Kiltz and used to drag my hose through the oil field, I was doing some work in Sam's Club on weekends. And these folks was food demo, hi, you want some food? And people would come in from all over the state because their kids were playing soccer, they were playing basketball. And it was young women, young men, whatever. So that's one kind of aspect of what the kind of folks that come to Casper. You know, they're people from around the state because they don't have what we have. They don't have a Walmart, they don't have Sam's Club, they don't have the event center, okay? But Visit Casper, the work that they do is, I mean, they're a lot smarter than I am. I had a little organization that did it all, but they've got kids and young people who get on the internet and they find people and they bring them here and they go and they have something in the event center. I was getting my truck fixed a few months ago, well, more than once, but I had to stay in the motel and it was a whole bunch of people who were water well companies from Wyoming. And they had come to this motel to have some couple of days of meetings, and they were going to go in the motel, spend money. They were going to go to the restaurants and spend money. And what else do you spend money on? Okay, well, maybe the gambling places, but they were going to spend money here. So we don't usually see things like tourism, don't understand why there's this organization, but if you don't have it, then somebody else gets the National Collegiate Rodeo, some other state or some other town in Wyoming. So it's really crucial, it's really important. I wanted to get up and speak to this project, and it's something that is being discussed, this new Seminole, they got them in Massachusetts where my brother lives. They got they build this pool or a lake or something up in the mountain, and at night they bring the water up, and in the daytime they flush it down. Well, that's a great idea, except he says the Connecticut River goes backwards, and everything in the bottom of the river dies, all the things like fish. Well, Seminole is above Miracle Mile, so for tourists, it's like, if there's a lot of turbidity, if there's a lot of dirt getting flushed down, we're not gonna have people coming from around the world to go fishing. And it may also dislodge, there's a bunch of deer, no, it's a bunch of sheep, but who cares about that? I don't care about that. What I care about in Seminole, there's a bunch of silt. They start flushing this water down, that silt could come down, and we may not have potable water to drink. So it's a real important issue, because what's happened is a lot of the studies they're supposed to do, they're saying, oh, we don't need to do that. We're gonna decide that in DC. Okay, well, so if they decide to do this project, and our water goes to heck. So that's my concern. These letters are there. I won't say anything more, because I know there's some other people here who probably talk, so we'll let you go. But if you want good water, I would examine it. These letters are here, you can pick them up. And also Visit Casper gets the, what's the percentage tax? It's a
The lodging tax?
It's a lodging tax for people who come from out of state. It's not on us. They come and they pay a couple of cents, $1 more, and that goes to making sure we have tourists coming in spending money. So it's, there it is. Okay.
The lodging, just since you brought up the lodging tax, just so folks know, the lodging tax is a percentage assessment on room nights in hotels. So that's what Mr. Spass was talking about. I just wanna make sure that you guys know that the door is open to working with us. I mean, we're here for you as much as any of our communities, and anything that we're doing, needs to be beneficial to you as well. So I just wanna make sure that there's connectivity here and that we can be a good partner to all of you.
All right, we appreciate it, and thank you for coming out and taking the time.
No problem, happy to be here. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Don't be a stranger, good job. Okay, bye guys.
Thank you, Michael. You don't have to watch it.
Take that, so.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you. Okay.
All right, Zane Stark. This gentleman, we've been talking with him about a bike path around the perimeter, north and west of Midwest, along the fence line, crossing over the truck route, highway, and then out past the horse corrals, and then following that road back down into Midwest. Just for a nice walking path for everyone, and a bike path. And so this gentleman reached out to us. I talked with someone at the WAM conference this year in January, and I guess it was February. And then they reached out to us, just Zane Stark, and he was gonna have a little bit of a discussion with us tonight, if we can reach him on the phone. If not, we can move on here real fast too.
Hi, Josh. I was calling for Zane. Is he with you? Okay. Yep. All right. Sounds good. All right, he's gonna conference it. Jamie, help. Oh,
Just the speaker button.
are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. All right.
I think there might be another, did you try to call us another line earlier?
No. Oh, yeah, the town hall phone number.
I think that other line is off, that we call as well right now.
Yeah, I don't know how to turn it. That's it. That's all. Higher it'll go.
You want me
Long's calling at the same time.
That he's calling Zing to get him involved in it. Have no idea.
Thanks, Josh. Okay, we'll move on.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for being patient with us here. I hate to let everybody know we're not perfect here, and I hope we can deal with that too.
Right?
All right, we have a variance for a portable coffee shop from Desiree Nielsen. Yeah, she's asking for a variance. And would you like to read it, Desiree, or would you like me to? All right. I, Josh, and Desiree Nielsen are requesting a variance for lots 409 and 411 Shannon Avenue. Rather than lots being used for residential purposes, our intentions with the lots are to run and operate a mobile coffee trailer there. The coffee trailer will not be permanently stationed, as we will be moving it frequently. So, Josh and Desiree Nielsen are asking for a variance. Would anyone else like to discuss any of this? Desiree, what's your intentions? To feed coffee, caffeine to everybody in
Yes.
America?
Coffee. I'd also like to put a farm stand on the property to have fresh eggs, vegetables out of gardens. I've had a couple people in the neighborhood that want to make baked goods and put it on the farm stand. Just kind of get the community going. Coffee, everybody loves coffee, everybody loves baked goods, so it's kind of my intention.
Do you have you just discussed a plan yet on what your hours and days are gonna be or anything like that, just roughly? Is that still up in the air?
It's kind of still up in the air. I do have 4 kids, so I mean, I wouldn't be, crazy busy at night, something in the morning to about afternoonish.
Is this a weekend thing or weekdays also, or just trying to get an understanding of what I understand you don't have anything hard planned yet, but just
I mean,
what you
honestly,
might
you're
discuss.
kind of just seeing, like testing the waters out first, if there's more traffic in the morning, I would do more morning-ish. If there's people wanting coffee and during the weekend, it'd also be that too. Not really sure yet on that.
Trial by fire.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I think it's a really good idea, and I think we should think about giving her a variance. Not only is it bringing a business to our community, but it's also including people in our community to be part of that business. So I think it's a good idea. I think we should make a motion to approve a variance for her to get her business going.
I agree.
I agree with it too.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Came up with the motion already.
Oh, that's it? Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. I'll second it.
Okay.
Is there any other discussion on this variance for a portable coffee shop at this time? Is everybody in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, motion is carried. We have a coffee shop.
Yay. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, we'll move on to officer report. We have a maintenance report this evening.
I should have received a written maintenance report in your doors yesterday. Entertain any questions if you should have them. There's a couple discussion items in there for budgetary considerations for next year. Bert and I and Sally are just starting the conversations on the annual budget for next year, so be some more discussion on that, and then we'll hopefully bring some ideas to you at the next meeting for sure. But those are some concerns of both new projects, larger ticket items on just a couple of them, but then general maintenance and things that we need to look forward to for the next year as well. you have any questions, I can surely answer them. Well, I can attempt to answer them.
Okay, thank you. Anybody have any questions for Jamie at this time? All right, thank you, Jamie. We have a clerk's report this evening.
I just have three things. The council will need to appoint a voting delegate and an alternate for the WAM convention, which will be held June 3rd to the 5th in Laramie. At this time, we only have Tracy and Sally going. So if anyone else would like to attend, please let us know as soon as possible. The deadline to have the voting delegates is May 13th. You can wait to select a voting delegate till the next meeting if you want to, or move forward with that. I have started working on a new budget, so we can have the first reading in April. I'm mostly making sure that Sally is working on this primarily herself. So, it's taken a little bit of time, but has started now. The Midwest election for 1 mayor and 2 council members has been posted. Deadline to file for office will be March 20th at 4:30 p.m. And that's all I have.
All right, thank you. Okay, let's move on to mayor's report, and I have a little bit here. You know, we talked a little bit about the bike path idea, and we'll I'll kind of let everybody know as if it moves on and how that works out. You know, it'd be kind of nice to have everybody's opinion on that and see how everyone would take it. So it'd be kind of nice. Maybe we can put a date together to kind of get together with the community and see what they think of it also. So I'd like to put something out there. And we had a workshop in Cheyenne in late January, early February. A few of us went to, and it's very informative, and it's with the Wyoming Association of Municipalities that we're a part of, and these guys are very good. We spent a little time at the Capitol also and talked to a couple of the legislators. Not the gentleman, it's our legislature, though he kept himself kind of out of the way, so nobody could see him, I guess. But we have another election coming up this year for that, and I pray that everybody can, would be interested in going and electing somebody different. And I'd like to appoint Michelle Butler and Shirley Caro as the canvassing board of upcoming election also. And I'd like to read the proclamation of election. In accordance with the provisions of Title 22 Wyoming Statutes 1977 and Section 22-2-109 of the Election Code of the Town of Midwest, May 5th, 2026, is hereby proclaimed to be the date of election for town officials of the Town of Midwest, Natrona County, Wyoming, at which time, at the Town Hall, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 7 p.m., qualified electors shall ballot for election of mayor for the term of 4 years and 2 council members for terms of 4 years. Candidates for such positions may file applications with the town clerk upon paying a filing fee of $25 and signing a petition. Forms for which are available at the office of the town clerk. Such fee and forms to be filed on or before March 20th, 2026. Candidates will be required to file statements of campaign receipts and expenditures in accordance with Wyoming law. Dated this 11th day of March 2026. All right.
I move to accept the reading of the proclamation of election.
I'll second it.
Any other discussion on this? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion is carried, and that's all I have this evening. Do we have a attorney's report for this evening?
No, sir.
Police code enforcement, do we have a code enforcement report for this evening?
Yes, we're, making very good progress on abandoned vehicles, unlicensed vehicles. When I initially started, we had over 50, I believe. We're down less than 20.
Right, good job.
Moving from that, into the pet licenses. I think last count Sally had told me we're over 100, so, which is very good.
Yes.
That's all I have.
All right, council member report this evening. Okay, unfinished business. It looks like we don't have any. So let's move on to new business. May we have a motion for vouchers presented for payment this evening?
I move to accept the vouchers presented for payment.
I second.
Any discussion on these? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion is carried. Thank you. Well, we're gonna move into land acquisitions. We've talked about a couple of places that we would like to look into for our water pump station. We've talked to Riley. He has an organization that owns the old PPNL building. Do you have anything for us tonight, Riley?
At this time, I think we're gonna go ahead and keep that property.
Okay, thank you. So we've talked a little bit about this other land just south of us there, and I can't remember the LLC that owns that right now. MI LLC. I'm sure everybody has seen it for sale down here on Fitzhugh. I think that's the street.
Yep.
So, may I have a motion to authorize a written bid to enter into a binding contract with the seller?
I move to allow Mayor Sutherland to authorize a written bid to enter into a bid binding contract with the seller of MI LLC.
I'll second it.
Is there any discussion on this? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion is carried. Thank you. Thank you, Roddy. Okay, at this time, we'd like to open the floor for any public comment. Michael?
Question, this bike path, where would it actually be? It's not the bike path going in. No.
That's an existing bike path.
Exactly, so where would this bike path, because I do it in high school.
Mike was outside when it was brought up for discussion.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, it'd be just off of Shannon Street on the north side of town.
Okay.
And come off of it and go around, follow the fence line up to the truck route. Go over the truck route and pass the horse corrals over to the end of our properties. To that next road, dirt road,
Yep.
and then follow that dirt road back into town.
Excellent,
Okay,
okay.
make a big circle there for the walking and bike path.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Anything else, Michael?
I think I've said enough about the,
Okay.
again, I reiterate, if this proposal goes in, and it's not going, apparently in the board meeting we have in travel and tourism, the normal, guidelines for environmental studies were being waived, and it was already, the decision was gonna be in Washington. And so, again, it's a question, you know, if you care about trout, okay, if you care about bighorn sheep, but water is a real issue. And if there's water coming out of this lake up above Seminole, and it brings a whole bunch of silt down, and we don't have water to drink, that's a problem. So, it'd be a time to talk to your elected officials.
Okay, thank you, Michael.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else? We'll have the floor open for public comment. Please, Gene.
Would you consider something for us hearing impaired people at some point in time?
For here at these meetings, sir?
Pardon?
For here at the meetings?
Yes, yes.
Yes, we could we could do something with that.
Because, you know, you were trying to play that, and whether it worked or not, you could barely hear anything at all. And a lot of the conversation is not coming back to me. I don't know if anybody else is in that point, but I am.
Okay,
So just consider it and maybe, yeah.
okay, thank you. Is there any other public comment? Yes, please.
Not so much comment, but my name is Jennifer York, and my siblings and I made a commitment to the Salt Creek Museum a few years ago for some funding in honor of my parents, Mary and Bill Pennell, and my grandparents, C.A. and Hazel Wheeler. 2025 was turned into just an incredibly chaotic and strange and bizarre year, and so we missed last year. And but we're out of the ditch and back on the road. So if I could go ahead and provide you.
Wow, that is so fantastic.
So this is last year and this year.
Wow, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Nobody wanted you all to think of her some kind of flake.
We appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. And the Rourke's had donated to the museum a sum of $2,000. Very good. Thank you so much.
Honestly, folks, if you stop and do the math, it's like $200 a kid a year, which is less than $1 a day. So it's not a whole lot. It's not a whole lot. We get that, but we really do. We appreciate the museum and everything that you are trying to do to preserve the history of the the Salt Creek Field, and what a tremendous impact it had on America itself and its development. We were very key to anything being able to flourish in this country at the turn of the last century and moving forward. And that should be preserved, it should be celebrated, and I appreciate it very much. My siblings also appreciate it very much.
All right, thank you.
In World War II as well.
Oh, yeah.
If Hitler could have taken over the field, he might have won the war. Okay, so.
All right, thank you. Is there anyone else for public comment? Dan?
On building permits, didn't you guys get any? We didn't have enough people for a quorum because it was last minute yesterday being filed with a new roof.
No, because it has not been delivered to you. Sally said you were gonna come by town hall and look at it.
Well, she said I didn't need to because it's just a roof. Okay. Because I believe there's 3 of them.
No, we have one.
Oh, okay. She thought there was 3.
You should have come by and checked it out.
Well, she said I didn't need to, so I told her we didn't have enough for a quorum since it was a last minute deal. So I just thought you guys would take it over like you have in the past, like the last time when that happened.
Is this just a run-of-the-mill replacement, or is this like an emergency roof?
Emergency or full roof repair. I mean, new roof that they're supposed to start on Monday.
The one that he's talking about, was done, and we haven't even received that one yet. So, and the guy already knows that he's gonna get fined on top of the building permit itself, so. Yeah, we've only received 1 permit, period.
Okay, thank you. Is there anybody else, public comment? Sir?
My name is Nick Skaliski. I'm with the Salt Creek Fire Department at the behest of our chief and assistant chief. They encouraged me to come down as part of the command staff and introduce myself to the folks in the Midwest. I am the training captain down there, so we're doing some great things trying to get our Salt Creek Emergency Services firefighters and EMTs to work through the state and keep them training hard to protect this community in Edgerton as well. So if anybody has any questions about training or the direction that training is going with Salt Creek Emergency Services, get ahold of Riley, Cody, or myself, and as always, we're happy to serve this community. Thank you guys very much for your support.
Is there any other public comment? May I have a motion for adjournment?
I move to adjourn the regular council meeting.
I second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion is carried. This meeting is over. Thank you for coming.